Beneath the humming streets of Mumbai, an entire family of 4 was suddenly wiped out. The timeline of their deaths was startling. Within mere hours of a shared family meal, severe gastrointestinal symptoms rapidly escalated into total organ failure, leaving all 4 members dead before medical intervention could save them. Investigators mapping their final hours pinpointed an incredibly mundane suspect: a batch of freshly cut watermelons the family had eaten right before falling ill. Public health authorities initially accepted this as a tragic but plausible case of severe food poisoning. In tropical climates, spoiled fruit can harbor aggressive bacteria, leading to fatal dehydration and shock. But the math on this conclusion was suspect. A 100% mortality rate within a single household, striking with that kind of speed, contradicts the known behavior of a bacterial infection. The rapid lethality created a glaring vacuum. The official explanation of tainted fruit simply could not account for the sheer violence of the medical reality taking place. To find what actually happened, the investigation moved inside the morgue at Chem Hospital. Medical examiners began autopsies expecting routine, severe intestinal damage. Instead, when they opened the bodies, they found a physiological anomaly. The victims' internal organs were dyed a vivid, unnatural green. Rotten organic matter does not physically dye solid internal organs. Natural bacteria can inflame or rot tissue, but it cannot saturate it with bright green pigment. That jarring chromatic shift dismantled the official story immediately. A deliberate, highly concentrated chemical event had achieved what nature alone could not. To understand why, look at the standard biological mechanics of food poisoning. When you ingest dangerous bacteria, the damage is localized. The stomach and intestines bear the brunt of the attack, as your immune system fights the pathogen. Even if you consume heavily dyed or spoiled organic matter, natural digestion breaks it down. The stomach barrier contains the mess, failing to pass deep pigmentation into the surrounding solid tissue. To bypass that barrier and color the liver or kidneys, a substance must achieve systemic toxicity. Systemic toxicity requires an agent harsh enough to tear through the intestinal lining. From there, it hijacks the circulatory system, using the victim's own bloodstream to rapidly distribute the invading chemical into every solid organ. The watermelon functioned as a sweet, porous vehicle selected to carry a lethal chemical payload past the family's defenses. Toxicologists now had a highly specific question to answer: what classes of chemicals are actually capable of turning human tissue green? The list is exceptionally short. Certain heavy metals and highly lethal synthetic compounds interact directly with human blood chemistry. When ingested, they bind to red blood cells and trigger rapid oxidative damage, forcibly altering the pigment of the surrounding tissue. As those altered, oxygen-starved blood cells suffuse a solid organ, they trigger simultaneous, cascading cellular shutdown. This specific green discoloration served as a distinct chemical fingerprint, narrowing the search from thousands of biological pathogens down to a few highly restricted poisons. Armed with the toxicology report, Mumbai authorities officially abandoned the public health angle and launched a targeted homicide investigation. Detectives began searching for individuals who had a motive against the family, physical access to their meal, and the specialized means to acquire a rare discoloration-causing toxin. The killers relied on extreme contrast, burying a highly concentrated chemical attack inside an unsuspecting everyday piece of fruit. If the medical examiners had skipped the autopsy and deferred to the initial food poisoning theory, the true cause of death would have been buried with the victims. But the victim's own biology acted as the ultimate forensic witness. The poison forced a bizarre chemical reaction that cut straight through the cover story, leaving a bright green indicator pointing toward murder.